And so let's go ahead and jump into it. Where do y'all want to start? Where do y'all want to see? Y'all want to start with the breaking news of the day? Y'all want to start into battle rap, get battle rap out of the way? What do you want to do?
It's Loso show, man. It's Loso show. Just tell us what we need to do, man.
I feel like we need to start breaking news, but I also feel like, let's just get this battle rap stuff out the way, bro.
I agree.
Bet. I am with you on that. So this weekend, is it this weekend? Or it's 2 weeks, right? It's 2 weeks. No, it's 23rd. It's 23rd.
23rd.
So not this weekend, but next weekend, URL second event. I think the volume series has kind of reached that stage where it's one of the signature events for URL, right? So that goes down on the 23rd, and we'll just start from the bottom as they have it listed on the card from the bottom to the top. So this was the first battle that was introduced, or this is the last battle that was introduced, and on the card, at least for now, it's on the very bottom, right? We don't know.
And ironically enough, probably maybe the biggest announcement on that card.
Yes, right? Yes, New Jersey Twerk versus Jay the Nightwing, which is the last announcement for the card. I think this is Twerk's return. People are obviously excited, except for one person who is not excited. So I wish we had the LOM.
Hello. Good job, bro.
Yikes. But he's not excited for at least one person.
Okay.
More pissed off that I seen this guy tweet talking about he earned my respect because he wasn't scared to battle me or something like that. Did you see that retweet?
Mm-hmm. I did see the tweet.
I about retweeted that mug. Guess who else isn't scared to battle you, bum?
Yeah.
Nobody's talking. Yeah.
But I think he was more taking shots at like
some of the old guys, some of the other guys. Yeah, I know he's taking shots.
I think he's mainly for Rock, who decided to take Verb.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Rock, let's be honest. You're probably gonna take Verb over New Jersey Twerk's return. Like, if Rock's got to pick between that and maybe giving somebody a shot or something, I get it, but
yeah,
I think it should have been Rock and Chilla, because I think that would have been, I know that they had talked about that a few months ago. There's blogs out, and I think Rock decided.
You think that's better than? I mean, we'll get to that. I mean,
it's a better battle than Rock and Verb.
How about Chilla and Shine though? I like that.
Yeah, I do like that, but I'm just kind of like I don't know. I'm cool with not seeing Shine after the Pat Stay battle.
All right, go ahead. Jay the Nightwing and Twerk.
Yeah, to make sure that we keep tweets in context. Yeah, he did. He said of Jay, he's just not afraid. He's earned my respect already. Is the tweet in its totality. So, Loso, we'll start with you. Your thoughts, predictions.
Yeah. So,
Jay.
Man, I don't take it like what he said. I mean, obviously he's writing that in a space of like we said, right? Rock could have took him. He wanted Hitman, he wanted Daylight, and he was looking from a business aspect. And so I guess everybody is looking at it like Jay the Nightwing makes some kind of mistake by taking Twerk, but I don't think that. Honestly, don't get me wrong. It is set up for Twerk to come back and quote unquote get a easy win, right? Like he has all the he has all the momentum, right? He has he has like this. Yeah, he has this like this storyline of redemption that is behind his career right now. And then you give him 4 names to flip, right? He's one of the greatest battlers to come think outside the box with that stuff, right? Jay, Nightwing. Oh no, Jay the Night. Oh,
yeah,
Jay
Mad King, Jay,
Mad King, Jay, Nightwing. There's 5 of them joints.
So you give him stuff like that, and then it's a dope opponent. And so I do have, now I say all of that to say, if I have to choose a winner, I think Twerk is going to come out victorious. His album is dropping that day. He can't afford to lose. However, though, let's go and put this in context. He's going against somebody who is undefeated in caffeine. He's also undefeated on the app. Jay the Nightwing is 10-0 on battle. And don't get me wrong, there's some battles on that channel where he's choked. He's literally choked and lost. And so that's why he told Saga, he was like, bro, you're choking and losing battles. I can't relate. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very rare for him. And so So Twerk is going against not somebody that people hate, but somebody that the fans just love. And so I think Jada Nightwing knows, like, yo, if I could take out Twerk on his return, this would be huge. I'm curious to see what Jay does. He likes to, like, do different things and try different things. We know what Twerk's gonna do, and I'm assuming that he's gonna want to be prepped for this battle, so he's not going to choke. So I would lean, aside from everything else, I'm leaning towards Twerk to win this battle, because I just think that he needs it more than Jada Nightwing.
I'll say this much: like, it's as long as Jada Nightwing doesn't choke, it's just a win-win for him, because like the way the narrative is put is like that everybody's scared or whatever. So no matter what, fans are gonna give props to Jay for taking the battle, and everybody thinks that nobody can beat Twerk on his return, because Tay-Rock does blogs and says, oh, when whoever battles him first is gonna get smoked. You know what I mean? So like the narrative.
Did that?
Yeah, he literally said that. Yeah.
Yo, and Ward, sorry to interrupt, bro. Me personally, as a competitive battler, I hate that. I don't. There's never been a time. I mean, granted, I've never battled anyone on their return or whatnot, but like even when people were like Rum Nitty's return versus Don Marino, I didn't look at that as a return. Like I was just like, okay, he missed an event.
Like 2 months.
Yeah. Like to me, that's not a return. And so like my thing is like, yeah, Don, go in there and try to do your thing. You know what, Jay, go in there and do what you do. Like I just hate that, especially now that there's no fans. I don't know if there's a return factor with no fans though. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah, no. So I'm just saying, like, as long as he goes and gives 3 complete rounds, you know what I mean? I mean, we both know that the performance side and just the moment side or whatever, people are going to be fire emoji and Twerk stuff, over and over and over. So I think it was a smart for Jay, because one, I think that the other rookies are kind of leaving Jay behind a little bit. When you look at like Easy, Real Sick, Kid Chaos,
that's true.
And Jay is kind of falling back. I mean, he obviously had the battle with Saga, but this was a good move for him to say, yeah, but guess who's battling Twerk? Guess who's got Twerk's return or whatever, to kind of keep him back in the talks with these other guys about the place that they get and everything. So
on Volume 7.
On Volume 7, yeah, on Caffeine, So yeah, I think that's dope. And like, it's another thing is like Real Sick and Arsenal, to my knowledge, were supposed to be booked for that card, And I don't know if Real Sick has done a volume, or he has done a Caffeine. Has he even done outside of the tournament?
Him and Chaos was like a special.
Like
that was tournament. That's tournament.
That was tournament, right?
That's tournament contracted. You're supposed to do a one-off. Similar to me, Ryder. I mean, Real Sick. Nah, you're right, bro. I don't think he's done because Chilla was a.
Yeah, he was rookies versus vets. Yeah, so maybe it's Jay kind of putting his foot down and saying he has the marketability to get this kind of stuff done. But I got New Jersey Twerk winning. We're talking about 2 guys who've struggled with chokes their whole entire career. Jay's recently fixed some of that or whatever. What I do hope is that neither one of them, for the sake of battle rap, end up choking. And I hope it's a really good battle. I hope it does a lot for Jay, and I hope it.
Yo, is it safe to say that this battle is the most
anticipated
out of the whole? I mean, I don't know, disrespect to like, but I mean, I don't know. I think me personally, I feel more excited to watch that battle than I do the main event.
Well, no, see, to me, it would be that or B. Dot and Suge, personally.
See, I don't know, bro. I'm not.
I think they've built up. I think they've built up something online, at least enough to, to make me want to tune into that, to see if Suge ups, his performance, his round length, his everything to back up all the trash he's been talking. So,
yeah.
Interesting. So here's what I want to know. I want to know, when this battle takes place, will the other battlers be allowed in the room? That's what I want to know. Because if that's the case, granted, I got Twerk winning. I don't think it's going to be a body or even a gentleman's 30 or anything like that. But I would wonder, and granted, I don't know how many battles Jay has or how many battles he's been where it's like a true road environment where everything the other person says, people are going insane. But if you have other battlers in the room, Twerk's return, and he starts getting into that pocket that he normally gets in, and he's starting to spaz for 8, 16, 24 bars, and every punch is getting a reaction from the battlers, and we can hear it at home, and it probably sounds even louder inside the studio wherever they're at. Like I wonder how that will affect Jay, because again, I don't know the totality of his career. I don't know how many true road games he's been in, or been in places where everyone's going crazy for one guy and he's not really getting that type of, maybe the EK battle, but that was still West Coast, right? I think there was a lot of love for both on that in that particular battle. So I don't know.
I bet he wishes that he saved that Thanos bar.
Yeah,
but he still has it strapped in though, right? Because he had it strapped in. He was called time on, I think, against Fonz. So he had it strapped in. He was getting ready to get into it. And he never got to use it. So I'll be curious to see if he's going to bring that material back for this battle. But I got Twerk. But I think Jay will be entertaining. I think Jay will be good. And like you said, I think it will do wonders. It'll be a great start to his 2021 and just a really good notch on his resume.
I do think though that with that no crowd, like, I mean, and I don't know, some, like in this last event, I couldn't hear crowd reaction. I don't know if there was, and it was just far back.
Everybody, they made everyone leave the venue.
Yeah, because I watched that T-Top and Easy to Block Captain, and even though like I'm not crazy about, just like direct street, not metaphor type stuff, the way that they were able to just sweat like crazy and rap directly through like 4-minute rounds without, like they literally were just on each other, just rapping. There's no like, waiting on crowd reaction, haymaker hits or whatever. It's just content.
Nothing.
Yeah. And so Twerk, we know his struggles with landing haymakers and then trying to memorize the next bar, or not having that crowd reaction.
That's in Jay's favor.
Yeah, that's super in Jay's favor, is because Twerk relies on that stuff without writing transition statements and having that validation or whatever. So it could be very difficult for him. So we'll see though.
We'll see.
That's interesting. I wonder with the time off, I wonder, you talked about not having transition, if Twerk is maybe
he doesn't seem like the kind of person to me, like, I think he'll be more prepared than he was previous, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person that's like, 2 weeks before this battle, I'm going to be locked in, I'm going to have all 3 rounds done. I still think he's probably, writing, a second round right now.
Yeah, B-Dot told me, B-Dot was like, bro, Twerk had 2 rounds for me. And I was like, no, he didn't. I don't care if that's what he told you.
Hilarious. All right, cool. Speaking of B-Dot, that's a smooth transition. Let's jump into the next battle on the card. B-Dot versus Shotgun Suge. I'll be quick. I think B-Dot was I think he was down on himself for, I don't know if you want to call it a choke or just a lapse in his memory in the battle versus Chilla, and he was disappointed in his performance. And I've already seen kind of the narrative or people saying, yo, B-Dot is, he messed up and now he's looking for blood. And so his next opponent is going to have to watch out. And he's got Suge. Suge, we haven't seen. Did he battle Jay? Rookies versus Vets?
And lost.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't seen him since Rookie versus Vets. And so
he battled Brooklyn Hands.
Oh, that's right. Was that Born Legacy?
What was that, 11 or something like that?
10 or 11. I get it confused. So yeah. That battle just happened, which I have not checked out, which I need to watch. So I think Suge but he's wanted he's wanted a B-Dot, right? He's wanted to battle A-Ward. He's wanted more pen heavy, more lyrical guys. And so this is an uphill battle for him, but I got B-Dot.
B-Dot. And that's my thing, A1. It's like, I don't even know if he wants those battles. I think what he wants is opportunities, because he's not getting them. And he's been dropping the ball at the smaller. So obviously he says, well, the reason I'm not performing against the Jada Nightwings and stuff like that is because he's not motivated. So he's like, give me battlers like A-Ward and B-Dot and A-Verb and stuff like that, right? But it's like, no, bro, like, you're just looking for, like, you don't have too many big battles right now, and so you're looking to do that. And so the B-Dot battle comes obviously he's been calling out B-Dot, and if B-Dot would have beaten Chilla Jones, he wouldn't have entertained this Shotgun Suge battle. On top of that, I think B-Dot, not only is the narrative out there like, oh, he's down on himself or whatnot, but B-Dot's like, hey, you know what, let me go ahead and get a opponent that I can kind of like show like how dangerous I am by just getting a clear win. And that's how people view Shotgun Suge. That's how I would view Shotgun Suge if I would have battled him. And so I think this battle is going to be exactly what it is. I know Ward said that he's actually interested because of the back and forths. I'm not, because I've seen it too many times. But Suge does a great job at selling his fights with everybody. I mean, you see him go back and forth with Danny Myers. You see him go back and forth. This is just on Twitter. You see him go back and forth with trying to get Verb or whoever it is, and it's like, all right, Suge, but we know what we're gonna get. We know exactly what you're gonna do, and we know exactly what's going to happen when you get in that ring. And me personally, bro, I'm just not excited for it. I mean, it's dope to see B Dot because I think he's always putting together great material. So that is what it is. But I'm not excited, and I got B Dot winning clear.
Waters on you.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing the battle. I think that this battle is important for Shotgun Suge for some of the reasons that Loso mentioned. Is that he's tired of battling these dudes that, the Nuns and the Jay the Nightwings and the Brooklyn Hands or whatever, and going in here and putting on a solid performance against a B Dot, even in a loss, I think could kind of change the narrative as to what Suge has been lately and what he could possibly be for the future. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a much better Suge. One thing I will say is, like, I think that we've noticed in the last year is that's been more active than he's ever been in battle rap, So you're looking at, he was on Town Business against Oops. He battled, obviously, Saga. He battled Holmesy. He battled T-Top. Now he's battling Suge, right? So I think these are like 6 battles that he's probably had in the last, I would say, 18 months. Now, the idea of B-Dot battling every 3 months is kind of foreign because he used to just always, practice. He took 6 months to prep for Danny Myers. That's why, you know what I mean? Like that's just the B-Dot we knew. So I wonder if his high activity, with his Chilla Jones battle, if that finally got to him, or exactly what it was, you know what I mean? So now coming off of the Chilla Jones battle and battling again fairly quickly, what is this, 2 months since the Chilla? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, because, what was that? Was that volume 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was no, this
December
is like
12th.
That was December. So a little bit over a month.
Oh, wow. So yeah, taking another. I don't know. I mean, B-Dot's my guy. I've full confidence in his talent, but I just don't know how wired he is to battle, 5 weeks after his last battle. And that's just not something, Now, the other thing is,
he has done that though. Like
high profile battles.
Remember, he battled, there was one point in 1 month, he battled Averb, me, and Emerson Kennedy. And he battled Averb on King of the Dot with the Oxymoron joint.
Right. So with that said,
bullpen, and then he battled EK for his URL debut.
Yeah. So with that said, I mean, his Averb performance was not great to me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he obviously was incredible against you, and I think he was very good. His third round was very good against Emerson Kennedy.
Yeah.
The other thing I'm thinking is like, should Suge just sit and wait on the crowds to get back? Because if we see Suge like against Av, like jackhammer Suge on stage, you know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff that could beat B-Dot, that could swing rounds against B-Dot. So I don't know if it was smart to go ahead and basically take this battle with B-Dot in these small rooms, if you're Shotgun Suge. Like if you're trying to make an impression, maybe you sit out, and you wait until the stage battles get back. But I got B-Dot winning. I got Suge surprising us in one round, maybe even taking a round or whatever, or just having, something to say about something. But I am excited to watch it. I'm rooting for Suge because, I think that he is at a point in his career where there's like a turning point happening, and it might just be down from here forever. You know what I mean? Or he can make some moves and hopefully get some of the battles that he wants. So.
All right, cool. Let's jump to the next one on the card. This is the one I'm the most interested in. DNA versus Av. I mean, and it's in part because DNA has jumped into this no gun DNA bag. I feel like he's changed the way he's rapping just a little bit. I think he's just more scheming. There's the punches, and then he's like the very next bar kind of continues the theme. So I am interested. I enjoyed his battle versus Geechee Gotti. I thought it was a dope battle. I thought he performed very well. And Av made his return versus Fonz after a lengthy layoff. Coming back from COVID and things of that nature, and people not necessarily wanting to take battles with him. And that was a dope battle. So I almost want to kind of go. Can I pick a tie?
Get one.
Nah, so I'm gonna say this is my debatable. I'm not sure who's gonna win, so I'm gonna tap out, say debatable. If I had to edge it, I'd probably edge it to Av.
Yeah. I think I'm a edge it towards DNA. I really do like this new DNA. And I think it started when he battled Vixen. It was a great DNA there. Then you saw his material versus Luke Castro, really, really, really good. And then with Geechee Gotti, bro, he was talking and breaking Geechee Gotti down very, very well. I mean, granted, unfortunately, all the content that DNA gives you, and the only thing we remember is your new name is Gary, is like that just sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's just you just gotta bite that bullet. But
Yo, are people really gonna flip Gary from now on
yeah,
though?
bro,
Like,
bro,
I mean,
I know for a fact
is it
people are
a
gonna do
brand
that.
new name flip? Like we go with that.
Yeah, bro, people are gonna do that. And so,
Please don't
however,
do
though,
that.
I think I think it's gonna be a fire battle. And I'm looking forward to it. This was supposed to happen, a while back, and I got DNA edge in the battle.
Cool. Yeah, I DNA like bro, he's rapping more like a horseman than some of us, man. Like he's like
That's hilarious.
I'm just but like I did Friday whatever the caffeine joint was with him, the freestyle Friday or whatever. And we had a long conversation about his style change, and I kind of was able to pick his brain on the change of everything. And I mean, he's one thing I don't think you notice in battle rap a lot is some people that as they grow as adults, it reflects in their artistry. You know what I mean? And so I know for a fact some of these guys have been battling 15 years, and some of them still talk about and do and glorify and are they're the same person, and that might just be some kind of like I'm not trying to be fake or whatever, but for a fact like DNA, like man, he just had a kid. I'm not sure if he's married or if he's engaged, but I know he has a significant other. He's got a stepson. He's got all kinds of stuff that he's like growing in life with, and as he's grown in life, that stuff is transitioning into his material, and that's dope to see. You know what I mean? And so I've really enjoyed it too. I didn't watch the Vixen battle, so I didn't notice like the change in that battle. It wasn't until the Luke Castro battle that I saw it, and I just was immediately like complimented him and was like, "Yo, this is crazy." And then I didn't see Geechee until the third round, and I saw his third round against Geechee, and I'm like, "Yo, this is super fire." You know what I mean? He could have some good conversations with Av. He could definitely have some good conversations with Av. Av versus Fawns was a really, really good battle. If this was Av's, since we've been talking about return battles, if this was his return battle, I might be a little bit more worried for DNA. As a puncher, sometimes you're able to not be as direct and just stack up crazy punches or whatever. But since he's coming off of probably what is like maybe 4 weeks ago where he battled Fawns, I think DNA is probably more conditioned to battle quickly like that than Av. But yeah, so I got DNA with the slight edge as well. I think it'll be a good battle. I think it possibly could be battle of the night. And I think that's a tribute. That's a testament to DNA and his material and how we're seeing that, people are really excited for this new no gun bar DNA, AKA Horseman DNA, so maybe one day. You're muted still.
You're muted.
All right, next up on the list, Arsenal versus Danny Myers. I'm gonna take Arsenal.
I don't even smoke, and that's a smoke break.
That's disrespectful. I'm taking Arsenal because I think Arsenal knows that if he comes in messing around with Danny Myers is going to smoke him. And I feel like the last couple of times I've seen Arsenal, like he's been He's been good. He's been locked
Really
He
in.
has
good.
been.
He's been
He has
really
been.
good.
I was joking. I
Yeah.
was joking. I will always watch Arsenal battles. I was joking.
But it's just gonna be a super disrespectful battle, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
these
it
guys are
is.
just gonna be these guys just say some of the most disrespectful things, and it's gonna be high energy, and it's just like, all right,
Yep,
let's get it over
yep.
with.
Yeah, I'm gonna edge Arsenal. So I'll let y'all can jump in and give y'all thoughts on this one.
I think I'm gonna go the same way, man. I think Arsenal. I remember I talked to him after his Jerry West battle, and I just asked him. I said, "Yo, what's?" I feel like there's a new like motivation, and he told me he has some like new endeavors in his life that he has to perform very high uh because of them, and so that he can kind of like make these things come to fruition or whatnot. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if it's like some new opportunities, and these battles are kind of like showcasing his talent or something like that. But you see that with the official battle. I thought in the official battle he was phenomenal, and I actually picked that as the one battle that the Queens were going to win that week. But official battle was phenomenal. Jerry West, I thought he did really well. And then now for this Danny Myers battle, don't get me wrong, Danny Myers to me put on a great performance versus Drugs. And when you kind of, all right, let's see who does better at this volume. I'm gonna lean more towards Arsenal because he has more prep time, and I think he's gonna find a way to edge it out. So and also because of Danny Myers' wife, Arsenal's gonna find a way to get super disrespectful with that, bro. He's just gonna, and now don't get me wrong, Danny's gonna do the same thing. Danny's gonna do the
Yeah,
same exact thing, but I'm just leaning towards Arsenal.
Let me say this before I throw it to you, Ward.
No,
I
go ahead.
hope Danny does not bring back the Who Am I. I don't want him to bring it back this battle. Save that for a little bit longer. I thought that Who Am I segment in his third versus Drugs was fire. I thought it was super dope. And I know it got a lot of reaction, a lot of love online on social media. Don't bring it back, Danny. Just save that. Say that. I don't want you to overuse it and people get tired of it. But anyway, Ward, on you, Arsenal versus Danny.
Hater alert! Hater alert! Hater alert! I actually wasn't big on the Who Am I round. Like
Okay.
everybody's talking about it. I'll tell you what I was big on. I was big on the rap ability and the rhyming of the Who Am I round. The context of the just Who am I?
Like
Who
he is
am I?
Drugs.
Right. I would have liked it more maybe if he would have done like individual drugs. Like who am I? You need a tourniquet in a and then he's heroin. Who am I? Da, 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 and then he's weed, or something like that. And then he brought it full circle. It was like, who am I? I'm drugs. And then like maybe applied it to drugs, maybe being a lot of different types of or something like that. I just didn't think it came full circle. To me, it was just like rapping really well. He was internal rhyme scheme and he kept yelling out, who am I? And like by this time we know you're drugs or whatever, but like I didn't see how it applied necessarily to drugs per se. So I don't know, man. I'm being probably nitpicky from like an angle execution, but I think that when people watch Danny Myers, they're so used to back-to-back punches no matter what, since he went out of the box, which I most definitely compliment that or whatever. They loved it or whatever. With that said, I do have Arsenal as well, Edge, and I think it comes down to Arsenal definitely could be more disrespectful. Arsenal has some angles that he could be extremely disrespectful on that people have like been disrespectful, but not Arsenal disrespectful on. And then Arsenal hasn't battled as recently as Danny Myers. And when Danny Myers gets in these battling every 2 week type joints, it doesn't work out. There's a reason why Danny Myers didn't battle drugs the next week after battling ill will. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure, there's reason. And so you see battles where he had franchise and then he had to fly to Oakland to battle pass and he does all this mad flex and stuff like that. When he gets back in this, back-to-back type joint, one battle suffers. And so since I didn't watch the first 2 rounds of the drugs battle, but since people say he did so well against drugs, I don't know, if he's able to kind of reproduce that against Arsenal. But, it is Danny Myers. He's a professional. He's very good. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I got Ars 2-1.
All right, cool. The penultimate battle on this card, K-Shine versus Chilla Jones. Shout out to the dungeon. I'm gonna go with Chilla. I think Chilla he went on a mission to prove a point in 2020, taking some of the biggest names, in my estimation, beating some of the biggest names in the culture, especially some of those who were on hot streaks, people who were, doing very well. And so I got Chilla Jones beating K Shine. And whoever wants to jump in.
Um, This is the first opponent that I think Kayshawn has encountered that's gonna do something other than just punch with him or kill him for 3 rounds. I mean, Paste could have been that person, but it didn't translate. It was just terrible. But Chilla's gonna be the first person to do that. And I think Chilla's going to come out victorious as well. I think Chilla's going to win the battle. I think everyone, obviously, not everyone, but the majority of people are going to lean towards Kayshawn because of quote unquote his amazing 4 or 5 year run, whatever he's on. And even arguably, hey, does Kayshawn even lose rounds? But he's going to lose rounds this battle. And Chilla's going to be able to come with some crazy punches, some crazy name flips, and he's going to do that while giving us angles about Kayshawn. And I think that's gonna work, man. I think it's gonna work. I mean, Kayshawn's gonna obviously tell Chilla what everybody tells Chilla. You're boring, right?
Mhm.
And you're just now popping, and you've been here all this time. And that can work. I don't want to downplay it, like just because I know the angle, it may not be effective. I'm just putting I'm I just think Chilla's gonna do it. Chilla needs this battle more than Kayshawn does. Um, and so we'll see.
Yeah, right now there's not many people that are going to beat Chilla in these small room type environments. And when you look at like Real Sick material, like Real Sick rapped so freaking well. Like he angled Chilla. He did everything that you think that you could do against Chilla in a small room. You know what I mean? And still arguably lost. So with these small room settings, like B Dot was one that could have beaten Chilla because he raps so well and he angles so well. If you don't have those two attributes or whatever in these small room settings, like I don't see you beating Chilla. And that's why I think we saw Nitty and Twerk and Jerry West lose clearly to Chilla. And maybe even Geechee Gotti, I think Geechee Gotti lost clearly to Chilla. It's because in the one round that Geechee Gotti possibly won, what did he do? He angled, you know what I mean? Like he had the royalties line or whatever it was, or the sign a better contract line or whatever.
Yeah, better pen. Yeah.
And so unless we see a very different K-Shine that dives into those bags, like I don't see K-Shine beating Chilla Jones in these small room events, where he's one of the best writers for a reason. And he angles and he punches and he does all of it at the same time. He's not boring anymore. People can't say like, oh, you just Google a list and do this, that, and a third anymore or whatever, And I think it works into his advantage. So as long as Chilla doesn't wear another vest, I got him. That's my guy. I got him winning the battle 2-1. So.
All right, yeah, and I think if he does not win Champion of the Year, I think he's going to come to prove a serious point once he takes on Sean. But that's neither here nor there. All right. Main event on the card, Tay Rock versus Averb. It's a hard one to call, man. Like, Averb in these small rooms has definitely been dangerous. His battle versus Kyle was dope. I had him. I mean, him versus Gotti was dope. I'm probably going to be biased. I'm going to go ride with the Midwest. I'm probably going to take Averb in the edge. Would not surprise me if Rock won this battle, though.
Stay, man. This battle's kind of like difficult to call. I mean, I granted, they went back and forth before, and I know Verb is gonna go in there and tell Rock, hey, when I was on Summer Madness, you were outside battling Shotgun Shug. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna son him, but then he also can probably touch on the topics that Murder Mook kind of brought up. And this is gonna be, I'm interested to see what Rock does after such a big profile battle like the Murder Mook joint, which 75% of the world believes that you lost that battle. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm curious to see how you counter pretty much all the angles that Verb probably has at his helm. But I don't really know if Verb does the angling. Like he raps really well and he'll sprinkle it in there. But I'm curious to see. And then obviously Verb has been on IG Live every single day just saying some outrageous things about women. And so Rock has all of that, that he can kind of like use. And so in that setting, man, honestly, I think I actually want to use my debatable card here, but I'm gonna lean towards Rock in that battle.
Yeah, I take Rock too. There's a point where I like to watch Averb rap. And so when he comes and performs, I like his rap ability and stuff like that. But I like it because I haven't seen that in a while. And now we're battling so often and stuff like that. It's like when I just saw you kind of just against Calico getting into certain bags and cadences, or against Geechee getting into bags and cadences. And now here we are, you know, shortly after whatever, battling Rock. And it's like, man, I know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not as excited to just watch Averb rap really well anymore because he's battling quite often. And I think that's just kind of that's just something I'm going to have to get used to, bro, because it's a different world we're living in now. You know, everybody's battling quite often. Now when we're like, oh, it's 3 weeks notice, that's like normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's good for battle rap or bad for battle rap. I know it's good for some people's pockets. But I'm taking Rock 2-1. And I think it's based off of the loss from Murder Mook. And I think that Rock has a little bit more to prove. Averb, you know, he's been successful in being, you know, himself on his Instagram lives. But I just don't know. I don't know how much more Averb has to prove in battle rap, or even approaches battles with I have to prove anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yes. Dope. All right, cool. So that is, shout out to Trent jumping in the chat. Rock won a battle in 2 years. I'm gonna stay. I feel like
as Rock has definitely won battles.
Yeah. I feel like maybe the Gotti battle. I know Gotti's first was really explosive, but I think Rock might have got 2 and 3. But be that as it may. All right, let's are we going to
Tay-Rock's battled Glue Easy within the 2 years. So
he has
a W.
Okay.
Right?
But yeah, he that was last year. Or either late 20.
No, that was a year ago.
Yeah,
it was because the same day Danny Myers and Mike T battled.
Bet. All right, so let's get into this NBA.